All right, I'm gonna break some stuff down for you that I feel like is really, really important. This is coming from a client call, and I've been in the mood to draw lately. So this is you, your spinal cord. Here's your brain. Here's your conscious brain. Here's your mammalian brain. Here's your reptilian brain. And largely, most of your brain is subconscious, okay? This is about 85% of your entire brain. All of your programming, all of your default things that you do is in your subconscious. Your reptilian brain, responsible for your ego. Okay, it's impulses, it's emotions. This is your amygdala. And this wants sex, it wants drugs, it wants alcohol, it wants violence, it wants vengeance, it wants to win. It's very impulsive. It doesn't think about second and third order effects. Your mammalian brain is your connection to nature, to motherly instincts, right? To familial ties, all of this stuff. This is pretty much default programming, your reptilian and your mammalian brain. Your conscious brain, guess what? Only makes up about 5 to 10% of your entire brain. Most newly formed part of your brain, that being the neocortex. Okay, it's the outermost newly formed layer of your brain. And this is heavily outweighed by the 85 to 90% subconscious brain, where a lot of your experiences, a lot of your genetics, a lot of your things from either past lives or just familial experiences, this becomes your default programming. This becomes your belief system right here. And this is what I work on clients with, and it takes time to work on this. So before I get into that, so to speak, I want you guys to know you have 1,440 minutes per day, and you have about 80,000 thoughts per day, which means on average, every single minute, you have 55.55 repeating thoughts per minute. That's a lot. Already in this video, you've had about 120 separate individual thoughts. 90% of those are probably subconscious. Just like 90% of the actions that you take on a daily basis are already pre-programmed and hardwired by your subconscious. You're not consciously thinking about opening up TikTok and scrolling. You're not consciously thinking about how you're getting to work. You're subconsciously stopping at every red light that you see and subconsciously putting your car into park when you're done driving. 90% of your actions are subconscious. Only 5 to 10% are conscious actions taken by us. That's pretty scary, okay? 90% of your thoughts per day are negative. You want to know why? Because your brain is hardwired to keep you alive. It's sensing to detect fear, anxiety, depression, things that can kill you in order to keep your brain alive. It's pretty self-serving that way, that being your brain, but also pretty cool. That's why most of the thoughts that you have per day are negative. Now, if you can consciously change the 5 to 10% of thoughts that you have on a daily basis, you can start to turn your life around and start to rewire your subconscious brain. That's how it works. So understand this, accept this, don't try to change this, but positive thoughts do outweigh negative thoughts 20 to 1. So if you do affirmations, if you do journaling, if you do positive self-talk when you are having conscious thoughts, this all makes a difference in what your internal beliefs become. You can start to change your default software programming, thus changing your outward experience. Internal beliefs become outward experiences. Start to change here, everything here starts to change. Hopefully that makes sense. Hit me up if you guys want one-on-one coaching. Happy to help. See you guys in the next